Hey everybody, Rob Lavigne here with another edition of Learn with Lavigne. Now, at some point in time or another, you've probably seen me use character animator puppets in one capacity or another. I've been using character animator puppets for 2-3 years now, give or take, on various projects. And currently I'm using this character here, Mr. Bobby Boogie, as an online avatar for when I'm gaming on Twitch as Mr. Bobby Boogie. So I have full motion control, but you'll notice his mouth is a bit out of sync with my audio right now. And that's because it's being processed by Character Animator and then fed through NDI into OBS. So I typically would have to run a delay of my audio so that it syncs with the audio of the video feed that you have here. So that's doable. I do that all the time when I'm streaming. I've got a delay in play for that very purpose. But there's a certain CPU load that goes with running a character animator puppet. This is, a completely different piece of software running outside of my streaming tool, which is OBS. Whereas the character that you see me talking that is not the puppet, but maybe a puppet with an M without using the trademark, is not character animator. And unlike the extremely complex Photoshop-based image, multiple images and layers of the puppet that you see here, this other one is a lot simpler. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk a bit about that. So I'm just going to turn off my puppet for the time being and introduce you to Learn with Lavigne. And what you have here is a talking mouth and nothing else. I'm not doing any motion. There's a bit of a shimmy that you're seeing there. I'd like to say that's by intent to show motion, but it's just 3 images that just aren't completely overlaid perfectly. You have one image which is a closed mouth, an open mouth, ah, and then a mid mouth that is somewhere in between, and that gives you a 3-frame every time I talk. Whereas the puppet is based on about 12 different mouths just for the vocal portion. Then there's all the other stuff relating to motion and eye tracking and body tracking and all that other stuff. So we won't get into that. This is a very simple audio to video converter. I don't have to worry about running a delay or anything like that. This is real time. It's running locally. I'm not even streaming right now. I'm recording. So this is running locally without any need for the internet, without any need of complicated tools. It's a very simple open source. It's a GitHub repository tool, actually. And it just cycles through these 3 images depending on the audio that it picks up. And the tool itself is called FloodTuber. And I'll just kind of show you the default that comes with it. That's FloodTuber's icon. And you'll notice that I've got that synced to the same mic as me, so it's talking when I'm talking. And you got a few different examples that you can have, and these are preloaded with the system, right, as examples. And in these cases, there's a couple of more images in play, but fundamentally it's the same idea. They have blink ones, they have a few action ones that I don't have with my character right now. They have an example of a male and a female blogger right out of the box. And you'll notice in this particular case, they're all talking the same as me because I'm feeding the same audio track. But if I were to run a separate audio track to each of these entities, they would have their own vocal tracks and their own mouth motion. And fundamentally, I could have all these people talking to each other with pre-recorded audio tracks with suitable gaps and so forth, which I've done numerous times in the past. So a couple of examples that they have as well. These are the sets that come with it. But fundamentally, it's static imagery with a little bit of logic to say what to show depending on what it hears. And compare this to the character animator puppet to do what I'm doing right now, which is basically 8 characters being displayed and rendered and processed at the same time, would require, that amount, 8 instances of character animator, likely running on different machines, all streaming through NDI through your network, and captured here via individual NDI feeds, each with their own need for sync and whatnot. Can be extremely complicated. if all you're trying to do is introduce a little bit of visual layers to an existing audio track. And what you'll actually find of interest, the avatar that I'm using right now is me, right? Like this was based on a photo taken of me that was then modified. The changes were done using the same tools that were used to create this, right? So if I can do this in a matter of minutes, everybody can. Now the ones on the right that you're seeing here on the screen, those are painstakingly drawn out and created and so forth. So there's a gap obviously between the two. But fundamentally what you're going to see a lot of me going forward when I'm just taking an audio track of Charlotte or Sydney or Roland or myself is I'm going to be using this new avatar structure that you see here and rely less on the puppetry. The puppetry is going to be mostly used for the Skillstrek products as well as the streaming that I'm doing now as Mr. Bobby Boogie. So there you go, brief overview showcasing how FloodTuber works, and this is all running within OBS. And from a CPU utilization, the system is at 11.4%, just to give you a sec. And I'm operating at 30 frames per second. I could probably operate at a much higher frame rate and not even feel it. So a lot of potential here.